My name is Mitchell Castanon. I am 20 years old and I am a high school explainer. I'm a high school explainer. I also have a different department through the high school explainer program called Public Programs Intern. I've been an explainer for now a little bit over 2 years now. I started fall 2016, I want to say October 2016. My hometown is actually here. I'm born and raised in San Francisco. Since I live in the Patrol Hill area, it's an easy commute, just take the T train and I get here in like 30 minutes. As an explainer, I do a lot. I help facilitate several demos throughout the museum, as well as explaining over the 600 exhibits we have here to visitors. And I help look for lost children in case that happens and help facilitate that with the parent or the child that's lost. Field trips come in the morning and they tend to leave like after 1, 2 p.m. But my shift always starts after 1 o'clock, so I never deal with the field trips. I found out about the program through a friend who worked in that summer of 2016. They worked that summer of 2016 and told me to apply. I applied here out of high school. I graduated in May 2016, and in that summer, in that high school, I didn't apply to any community college. I didn't apply to any college. I applied for an internship, a local internship, and I applied for a movie theater job. Then my friend told me, you should apply this, but it was my plan B at most. What ended up happening was I got rejected from the internship, and I got rejected from this movie theater job. And so I was in a really weird place. So I was like, what am I going to do now? And then this program called me up and said, congratulations, you've been hired. And at the time, I was like, crap, how can things get worse? So now I was going to work at a science museum. So at first, it wasn't my interest. It wasn't my main focus. It wasn't what I was going for. It was my plan B. So I went with my plan B. But it turned out to be the best thing ever. Some of the struggles was learning all the science stuff. Again, like science was not my favorite subject in high school. I tested poorly in all my science classes. So to learn the science behind some of the demonstrations we did was kind of difficult. What helped a lot was just working at the Exploratorium, because the Exploratorium teaches science in a way that most school districts don't, where they teach it first hands-on. And so you learn more hands-on rather than learning and memorizing the terms behind science and then waiting for the test to put down all those words you learned. They show you, and they show you step by step of why that happens and how that happens. And that helped a lot. For example, one of them that I struggled a lot with was the cow eye demos we do here, the cow eye dissections. I struggled with that a lot. So what helped a lot was going step by step, memorizing some of the words, and then memorizing what the words mean and what they do. And over time, I just got good at it, and now it's just in the back of my mind when I explain this to other people. Something that I learned here, teaching-wise, is that you have to know your audience. You have to know your age groups, because you can't explain something scientific the same way, like to an 8-year-old, the same way you do it to a 30-year-old. You have to explain it in a way they'll understand, with concepts they'll understand. So that's what I do with all my demonstrations. I facilitate in a way that they'll understand, depending on the age group. I could have been working at that movie theater job, just waiting, sitting down, and collecting tickets over and over throughout the whole day, and I wouldn't gain anything out of it, just money. But through this job, I've gained so much more than money. I've gained knowledge that I've gained teaching skills that I couldn't get anywhere else. At first, I wasn't interested in working here. When I first started working here, science was my least favorite subject in high school, or throughout all of my education. It's been my least favorite. So what kept me here was my passion for teaching people. So it's through this job that I discovered my passion to teach others and help others. And I got really pretty good at my job. So I just kept wanting to be here, and I kept wanting to learn. It's because of this job that I discovered my passion for teaching. It's because of this job that I decided to go back to school. It's because of this job that I wanted to keep learning. I plan on staying here 1 more month because I'm going to UC Santa Cruz starting in January. You don't have to know anything to work here. People think if I'm going to work at a science museum, I have to know science. If I'm going to work at an art museum, I have to have some form of knowledge in regards to art. But you don't. You can come here not knowing anything. What you have to come here with is the ability to grow. the ability to grow and want to learn, and that's how you'll get this job. I think it's really important that kids in high school learn about their minds and why they think a certain way, and I think that'll help them in the future as well. Coming in on my end was very intimidating. Everything was new, everybody was new, and I just felt like I wouldn't understand anything. The people here that taught me what I know today have helped me a lot. They have, what we do in the beginning when someone starts working here is we call it shadowing. We shadow these veteran explainers for 3 to 4 weeks, and they just teach us everything they know. And slowly it starts coming to us, we start learning it, and then we start teaching it to other people. So it's through them and their tips and their tricks and like the way they knew about it and how they went about it is what helped me a lot to learn everything they knew. My favorite demonstration to facilitate is the magic demo we have here. We do a demonstration here where we show magic tricks, and the point of it is to teach about human perception and how easy we can be tricked. The museum is open 9 to 5 for families usually, but also on Thursday nights we open again from 6 to 10. And that's like adult night. It's like 18 and older. And so when I was an explainer on these Thursday nights, it was a lot of fun because they also sell alcohol. So at like 9:30 was the peak hour for like magic, because everyone's buzzed, everyone has had their drinks, and just doing magic at that time was a lot of fun. There's an exhibit called Shadow Box. It's my favorite exhibit to facilitate here. Whenever I say people walking it, what it is, it's a wall that glows in the dark. And when there's a flash, the shadow stays in that wall. So every 30 seconds, it takes your picture, a big flash, and then whatever you're posing as, it takes that shadow into the background. And what people don't know about it is that you can also like get your phone and get your flashlight and draw on the wall. That's also pretty cool. With the cow eye dissection, we have a biolab. We go inside the biolab. We have a bunch of cow eyes in a fridge. Sounds kind of gross. We open the fridge. We get the cow eye out. We put it in a tray. We wash it first so all the blood comes out. And we wash it with warm water so when we dissect it, it's like easy to cut. Then we put the tray in. We get the gloves on. We get a scalpel from where the tray's from, and a pair of scissors. We take all of that out to a demo station that we have with visitors. At these cow eye dissections, what happens is we start off by talking about why we dissect cow eyes here at the Exploratorium. What's the point of it? After that, we start talking about the stuff around the eye. We cut inside. We make an incision inside the eye, and all this like blood comes out. Sounds kind of gross. It's pretty cool. And then after that, we cut in further into the eye and see why our eyes are shaped the way they are. After that, we go to the back of the eyeball and talk about the parts that are in the back of the eye, and then we flip it over and talk about what's all the way into the back. And after that, we explain all those steps of the eye. We ask the visitors if they have any questions, and then if not, we put it away.
My name is Serena Adams. I am 22 years old. I'm from San Jose originally. I was an explainer for 3 years, so I started when I was 18. Yeah, it's about 3 years. When I was 18, and then up until I was 21. I'd say that the Exploratorium's it's a safe haven. It's a free space for people to come together and learn about science and art and the world around them. But not just learning about it, but learning how to interpret it. You know, like why is the sky blue? Why is the street light yellow, but I see this color instead? It's a place where you can ask questions and get questions asked versus someone just saying, I don't know, go look on Google. An explainer usually is a high school student, but in my case, I was in college. And what they do basically is they run demos. So we've done magic tricks with cards for kids. We run a drawing board, which is this giant spirograph, and you shake it around a whole bunch, and then you let it draw. So you assist with that. The explainer position is a very broad position. But it starts with just teaching. You're the forefront of the museum. You're the face that everybody sees, and you represent the museum. You deal with kids every day from other countries, from other states, from other cultures, from other class backgrounds. Like, this place gave people the opportunity to make it their own. Like, they give you stuff to talk about, but it's a matter of you making it your own. It's hard to explain the explainers because they differ. Like, every semester there's someone different. I feel like the explainers and the coworkers I've had are truly a reflection of my community. Like, you'll have people from well-off backgrounds that are just trying to understand a culture they're not from. Each semester is basically like a school semester. 3 semesters is spring, summer, and winter, or fall. It's fall. They rehire maybe like 25% of the old explainers, depending on how much like you're able to provide to the museum. If you're still growing and learning, they'll rehire you. Like, there's more for you to learn life skill wise. It was nice to see that like young group of kids feel really driven about their future. They gave me the platform to be who I was, and I got positive feedback. And when it wasn't positive, it was constructive feedback. And people addressed me like an adult. At the end of the day, they all just have really kind hearts. Like, they all care about the kids at the museum. They care about their impact on people. Like, they don't just say things to say them. They think about what they're saying. When I was homeless was that nobody kind of was like, why are you doing this? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you shouldn't be living like this when you have someone that could take you. Or everybody was just always like, do you need anything? What can I do to help you? You know, and if it wasn't that, it was a distraction. It was people laughing at me and making me laugh and making me feel welcome. When I wanted to go work there at 16, I was just so focused on stopping rebelling. Like, I was in this really bad depressive state. I didn't feel like I could bring anything to the table. Like, I would just go to work just to get a paycheck, and that's not what I wanted to do. They've set me up because they've given me a confidence in the workplace. They set me up because they helped me find my position in the world. Like, I knew who I was. I felt it. You know, I've always been this really extrovert, happy person. It's just I was never in the correct environment to flourish. The Exploratorium kind of lets me see the world as the Exploratorium. The world is literally like a science museum. You know, the way you talk to people, the way you enter an environment, the way you enter a room, it all means something. Me coming to San Francisco is one person. Me stepping into the Exploratorium is like really who I am. And I exploded.